2-1, the final score there for Tottenham Hotspur. They have a 5-point lead, at the top of the Premier League table. It's the biggest lead in the Premier League era.
Yeah, it is, and credit to everyone at the football club. The manager, his staff, the players. It's been such a good start, but I'm sure the manager will, keep them grounded and not let them get carried away. It's important to sort of look to the next game and try and keep those same performance levels high. But it's just been an amazing start, not just the results, but the performances, how they play. You see the second goal, just fantastic. And that Maddison, when you watch the second goal, that little bit of brilliance from Maddison and the finish from Son, two players that have been involved in everything so far, and a good night.
It was a night where they had to be patient in order to break down Palace.
Yeah, they did. First half didn't go to plan. They had to be patient. They had to stick to their guns. Made a change at half-time that I felt gave them a little bit more width and a little bit more going through from... That was Emerson Royal coming on, just added a different dynamic to that Spurs play. And then eventually they did break Palace down. It was a little bit lucky. A couple of Palace errors led to it. But then from that point on, they started playing their game that you could see Ange ball for the first time in the game, probably about an hour in. And then it led to the second goal. And after that, they managed the game really well right into the last point where they had a little bit of a wobble and there was a question mark toward the end.
Yeah, grandstand finisher was a nervy one indeed. But you talked about mistakes from Palace and a couple of things that they didn't do well and didn't do right. One of those, the first big one, the own goal.
Yes, yeah, it was. And when I look at this and when I break it down, it does lead. It's three mistakes all together, and we'll just see the goal here. And Maddison's just putting it into an area, but we'll see here the back pass here. Maddison pushing Johnson there. Johnson with the first mistake. Gay has no option but to just hook it out. And then here I think it's Decore who just knocks off, just follows Sarr, leaves Porro wide open, an easy pass. From this point, an underlapping run, and then ball back to Maddison and into an area, and unfortunately it comes off wall. But for me, Palace, three mistakes on the spin. That's what happens in the Premier League. Yeah. And then from Tottenham's point of view, Maddison couldn't really find a way to affect the game positively in the first half in possession. So what's the next best thing to do? Affect it out of possession. And that first initial press from Maddison, pressing the goalkeeper, just showed how you can affect the game without the ball.
So that own goal opened the scoring there for Spurs. But the second goal was a thing of beauty. Before we take a closer look at it, we're going to go back to Selhurst Park now, because the man who scored that goal is with us live. And we're going to get reactions. Heung-min's son. Sonny?
Hello.
How difficult? Hi, great to have you joining us on Match Day Live. How difficult was it to break Crystal Palace down tonight?
Yeah, it was a really, really difficult game. And I mean, they're setting really, really deep. And it was a creating chances from the first half was difficult, but we knew it's going to have a chances in the second half when they get tired. So we have to go. We talked before the game. We have to be patient, and I think that's what we've done. Obviously, with the on goal, we changed the games and open more spaces, and find a second goal. It was fantastic.
It was such a good team goal as well. Can you just describe it in your own words for us, please?
Yeah, I think the second goal, I think it was the way we work in the training all the time. So I think it was a fantastic pass from Pape, and we know that kind of run from Maddison done. And you can see again then Brennan make an unbelievable run again and make a good cut back to me. And then it was the easiest job to me, tap it in. So it was a fantastic team goal, and I'm very, very happy and very pleased for that goal.
Hey Sonny, it's Glenn Murray here. I just wanted to say how good it is to see you back scoring goals and enjoying your football. But what I really wanted to touch on is what Maddison has brought to the 11 and just that blossoming relationship between you guys.
I mean, we can probably sit here and talking about him all day, so all night. So, he's a fantastic player. He brings so much to us. And look, you can see the first goal when we score on goal, but the way he presses, it was just fantastic. Everyone is talking about when he has the ball, but I think it's a bit underrated that he has off the ball. He works really hard for the team, and look, I think with the ball he's doing amazing stuff. With I think nobody can expect what he going to do. But yeah, he's done fantastic job until now. But he's still hungry. He wants to improve. He wants to do more and more. So yeah, I'm very happy to having him next alongside to me.
That's 8 Premier League goals in 10 games now so far this season for you. 5 points clear at the top of the table. We saw you really enjoying that moment with the fans afterwards. What is it like in this team, in this club right now, and playing under Ange Postecoglou?
Yeah, it is something special feeling. Obviously, the fans deserving the happiness and the smile on their face. So because, yeah, they suffer a lot. So for even last year, it was the best year for myself and for the team. So yeah, we knew that before the season we want to make a big step forward. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I think this season we started really well, and obviously what we say, we want to stay humble, and we want to be always working hard and try to win the game by game, so make them happy as possible. So yeah, playing with the manager is just something special. That he changed my position and scoring goals, and even off the ball, I'm enjoying running for the team. So yeah, it is very special having him. So yeah, I'm enjoying every single moment.
You're talking about game by game and enjoying every single moment. For us here and in the media, we'll be talking about 5 points clear, biggest lead in the Premier League era, biggest since the last time Spurs won the league. Are you and your teammates and those around you in the club thinking about the title, talking about it, doing the maths at the top of the table at all?
Not interested at all, because the season is still long way to go. So I think we have a very young group of players that everyone is hungry for winning the games, which is very important. And as I said before, we just want to stay humble as possible, and because it is very early of the season, we don't want to talk about the title race, and we just want to. While I say we just want to look game by game and try to get 3 points as possible, and work hard, and we'll see what's ending end of season.
Well played tonight. Before we let you go, the lads in the studio have told me to say to you and ask if you will sing "Nice One, Sonny."
No, thank you.
Well played tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Any one of you going to sing it for us?
No.
The man
Oh, you set me up there big time.
I taught you the song, so you can sing it.
Let's talk about his goal. Very interested in that, because, he was describing it and we think just beautiful team goal.
Yeah, and he spoke about what happens in training, and, he spoke about the overload in the central areas, players have freedom and that. But that switch there from, it's an amazing pass. Johnson, initially I thought, why are you heading it? Bring it down. But then, Maddison's a little bit of skill there, the cutback and, the finish. We spoke before about, he made it look so easy. And it's actually a difficult finish because I think it bounces a little bit in front of him. You see Hennig there, you look for the spare man, the other side of the pitch, and, it's a great pass. And after that, it's just an amazing goal.
I think Brennan Johnson's role in this, firstly the head, it did look awkward, but his desire to make that forward run to give Maddison option, and then calmness, composure in the box just to find Son and make it as easy as possible. Yeah, it was bounced into him.
Yeah.
Son, he does make it look easy because it is a difficult finish. But I just think the introduction of Brennan Johnson and his massive role to play in that goal there just put Spurs 2 up and pretty much cruising for the rest of the game.
And also Maddison's role and what you were talking about, the impact that he's made, what you were having a word with Son afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, he's just both on the ball and off the ball. I just think he's an enigma. He's a maverick. He's someone that drives his team forward all the time. He's always trying to create something. He's always trying to find that forward pass. The last thing he wants to do is pass it backwards. He wants to entertain. Yeah. And then when he can't do that, what does he do? He thinks, you know what, I'll press someone, I'll force a mistake, and just influences games all the time.
After having no shots on target in the first 45, they were comfortable at that point. It was a nervy finish, though, because Jordan Ayew with the goal to make it 2-1 in injury time at the end of it. And we had to wait a long time for this to be confirmed.
Yeah. And I have to say, it's an amazing finish. Obviously, when you see it here, it doesn't really look like a handball. But nothing, you can't take anything away from the finish. He's desperate for a goal at the minute. But the actual finish is fantastic. But then when you watch it from that angle, you can see the handball, and I just wonder if his hand wasn't there, does the ball go in a different direction? Because it hits his hand and it sort of like places the ball in front of him for him to volley it in to the corner.
All right, so just For the official line, no conclusive evidence to recommend a review. So they stuck with the on-field decision, which was a goal. And I don't even need to ask you. You're just going to say no handball?
He said it was a handball.
Did he?
No. For me, it was a difficult one because we reran it and we reran it and we reran it and we couldn't really tell either way. This is the angle where I think it's not. I mean, 3 angles I think it is, and then that angle there I feel as though maybe it actually didn't touch his hand. So it's so difficult, and when you're not sure on something, I think the goal's got to be given. It was probably an easy decision because it was after the 90th minute, but still it led to a nervy 4 minutes finish for Spurs.
And how much will that do? Obviously, loads for his confidence. It's his first goal of the season. They're desperately needing goals. He's on the score sheet.
Yeah, it's massive for him. It's a fantastic finish. I think Porro was probably to blame from a Spurs perspective when you look at it. He gets under it. It's not a strong header. But for Ayew and for Crystal Palace, getting on the score sheet, getting that feeling back again, it can only be a positive.
Defeat for Crystal Palace tonight. Let's get the thoughts of their manager, Roy Hodgson.
Roy, how do you assess tonight?
I can never answer those questions. I'm sorry, I really can't. How do I assess tonight?
What's your overriding emotion as you stand here in front of us after that defeat?
Well, my overriding emotion after every defeat is pretty much the same, really. I mean, I've got to say, I don't even know really how to answer that question. I'm finding it harder and harder to answer questions because they're not specific enough for me. I thought our first half performance was very good. I thought we gave them a good game throughout. We're playing against a good team. Unfortunately, when you're 2-0 down, it becomes very, very difficult. We took some chances, put some players on the field, haven't played much for us, and had a look at them. And to be fair, even right to the end, the team was fighting. We scored a late goal. We had lots of corner kicks, and we're pressing. So I'm not disappointed in the team's performance at all, not really. But I am disappointed, of course, in the result. At half-time, I thought the way we played the first half, if we could have done that again all through the second half, we'd have had a result from the game.
Back-to-back defeats for them under Roy Hodgson, the first time that's happened since his return to the club. He was very clear, disappointed in the result, not in the performance.
Yeah, the performance in the first half was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. Had a couple shots on target, but it's the same problems, to be honest. Yeah, they scored a goal, but at the same time, I believe it's the same problems that he's going to have going forward. I think in a lot of games, especially at home, yeah, they'll be solid. But then when you concede, what do you do next? What's the game plan then? What happens when, if you go a goal down? When you have to be more aggressive. And I think the only reason they did that is probably because of the fans. And when they did that, they actually conceded. So, it was the same problems for me. I don't believe they'll score enough goals, missed too many chances, but, okay first half.
Pretty much all of it. I just really liked the way we handled tonight. It's a difficult venue. They're a very well drilled team defensively. So, going into it, I knew it wasn't going to be an open game. We would get sort of bags of chances, and I really liked the way the boys handled that. They were patient, persistent in trying to, find the gaps in the ways we spoke about, and real composure. Once we got ahead to control the game. Obviously, there was a bit of drama at the end there, but even then, I thought the lads handled it really well today. It's like I said, it was a different challenge for us tonight, and really liked the way we went about it. Yeah, Brent, it was great. He's had to be patient. He's had a couple of setbacks, obviously, so we haven't really seen him sort of in any consistent sort of game time or training time. But the last couple of weeks, he's worked hard at training, and I thought all the subs that came on, I thought Pierre, helped us get control of the midfield. Emerson at left back, I thought was outstanding. Those kind of things are helping us at the moment. The guys coming on, helping us see out games.
You said on TV minutes ago, let the fans dream. So they've had a hard time with it in recent years. Any chance of their dream lasting about another 6 months, do you think?
Dreams last as long as they do, mate, till somebody wakes you up. So we'll just see. Yeah, look, I guess, obviously the top of the table's great and the results are great, but it's more in the manner we're doing it. Like, there's, pretty much from the first game, we've had all sorts of different kinds of challenges we've had to overcome. And every time there's been a real sort of focus and clear-headedness about the group collectively to deal with that, and that's been a really pleasing thing. And because they're getting rewards from that, then that kind of, gives us the opportunity to accelerate the growth of giving them more sort of tools out there to help them, for whatever we need to overcome. And like I said, I thought tonight was going to be a real difficult game for us coming here. Palace's result last week, it's a tight ground. I mean, they'd only conceded 3 goals in the 4 games so far. How are the lads going to cope with the fact that we probably weren't going to create as many chances as we have been? And like I said, I really liked the way we worked through that as a group.
And there's a question of keeping some of the players' feet on the ground now. It's 5 points to such an amazing start. How do you do that?
No, I don't sense anyone sort of, floating about the place. There's no there's no reason for them to feel that way, because when they come in every day, they see the same thing. They see an environment where they know training's going to be hard. Training's going to be competitive. It doesn't allow you to think about anything other than, okay, they've got to be at their best every day to make sure that they keep pushing themselves, push each other to get to where we want to. So I don't. And to be honest, I think if you think about that stuff, you've probably got the wrong kind of people in your building, and I don't sense that with this group. This group is very, very determined to keep working hard, keep improving. They demand that of me, of the coaching staff, of all the staff, and I see no reason why that won't continue.
Ange, talk about letting the fans dream. Is it something you can embrace this situation and enjoy going through training every day, being top of the table, or is it very much shamble now?
Oh, look, I think I said at the press conference, I don't think you'd see me any different. I mean, I enjoy every day of it, and I want the players to enjoy every day of it. Not because we're top of the table, because we're living the dream, mate. We're playing for a fantastic football club. We get to do what we love, and the rest of it is about honouring that responsibility that's been bestowed upon us. It doesn't. For me, what's important is that we're giving our supporters some joy and some belief and some hope, and that's what football clubs are there for. And we need to just keep feeding into that.
And how pleased are you with the connection with what teams starting to have with fans?
Yeah, look, I think the connection's been there from the start, to be fair. The supporters have got right behind this group of players, from the first game. I think, and again, obviously the results are great and we're in a great spot in terms of the table, but I think they like what they see. Not they like, but they appreciate what they see in that the players that are representing their football club are giving everything for it, they're working awfully hard, and the supporters see the end product, but they're working awfully hard every day, and then you see it, because it's not just about our football, it's about our attitude, it's about our intent as a group of players. And I think that's what the fans wanted to see in their Tottenham team, a group of players who are absolutely committed to something, and represent all the values that they want in their football club. And then obviously the rest is what makes it special, the fact that we are winning as well, obviously, because the results count for everything, and we're in a great spot in terms of the table.
Sam, last one, please. And just before the second half, you can see the players all in the tunnel area talking very animatedly amongst themselves. I just wondered how impressed you are with the way they can find solutions on the pitch, because you're not the most demonstrative on the touchline compared to some of the other managers. You seem to
let them work out themselves to?
Well, mate, there's nothing I can do. I certainly can't run on there and help them. So it is about the players. I've always felt that match day is about the players, and what we try and, I think I've said before, what we try and do on a daily basis is give them the tools to find the solutions. I think I've used the analogy before. We prep them for their exam on the weekend, but we don't know what the questions are going to be.
Final word?
Listen, I think Palace, he'll be happy, like he says, happy with the performance, not with the result. They had their opportunities, they missed them, work to do, but still, good start to the season.
Well, thank you so much to all of you for joining us. The headline tonight is that Spurs are 5 points clear at the top of the table. Pleasure being in your company, pleasure being in the company of Jermaine and of Glenn as well. Enjoy the football for the rest of the weekend from Matchday Live and the team behind the scenes. Bye-bye.